So it's not low mileage, but
It is not
it's
low mileage. It sounds like a couple of my exes.
oh shit. we're recording Jaaron, so watch out, watch
I
out.
noticed that. Yeah, no, I noticed that. I noticed that.
But no, you know how trucks are. You know, they about the 100,000 mark is when they kind of break in. So it's not like
Oh, is that how that works? Yeah.
cars. Yeah. So
Yeah. Well, we always see people pull in here in Colorado with like these huge trucks, clean. Like, do they even haul anything ever, dude? Or do you just want a
no,
big truck?
no,
Like,
they just need a truck.
they just want a big truck, man.
Yeah, fancy truck that
Fancy
they're
truck that can
yeah
make them feel good.
yeah don't get any dirt in it. God forbid. It's a
No,
truck, but
no.
God forbid.
It's like, why do you have
What's
a
a
truck in
luxury
Colorado
truck?
if you're not going to go on trails?
Right,
Get a
motherfuckers.
Subaru like every other Colorado person. Jesus Christ. Well,
Wilkins
for those listening,
Hyundai. Yeah, Wilkins Hyundai Subarus. We have Hyundais and Subarus. The good old Peter Griffin, man.
and with that, we'll start the podcast. For those
Take it away.
listening, thanks again for joining another episode of The Average Jives. It is a podcast where my good friend Zach and I will do a cold open about randomness, and then we dive into a podcast about ranking, debating, and ultimately coming up with our top 10 movies of a particular category. Run it down real quick for new listeners. Zach and I each pick 5 movies of a category he's selected. We spent a couple days or weeks in this case watching the movies, taking notes about the movies. We'll each introduce the movies that we chose, and then we will dive into the debate section of the podcast where we will come up with our top 10. Again, we are not critics. We are not even very smart people. We're just a
No.
couple of high school buddies who wanted to do a movie podcast, which makes us a couple of average jives. The category this week is 90s non-Oscar winning movies. So this is kind of a hot take debate. We've left off a lot of movies, obviously, but again, this is our podcast. These are the movies we've selected. If you have any other options for us, throw it in the comment section. We might get back to you.
Yeah, my buddy from work, Jeff Linscomb, gave us some suggestions for the off season, but I
Oh, nice.
I brought it up to him. I was like, "Hey, dude, what can we change? This and that." And we'll get into that once we're done recording. But to verify for this podcast, it's best of the '90s, but it's not allowed to win any Oscars.
Right.
So even if it
Oscar
won,
nominated for sure.
right?
No Oscar
Goodfellas,
wins.
yeah, Goodfellas. Joe Pesci. Goodfellas won 2.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't necessarily have to be, and it can have as many nominations as they want. It's just no Oscars. So. But
So
anyway,
one that I left off, Glengarry Glen Ross, and A Few Good Men, which one of my favorite movies, but we chose other movies. So Zach, you want to introduce your first one?
yeah, so we got some good ones on the list, but yes, obviously some are left off. So
Zach, hit us with your first movie.
all right, first movie on my list is American History X from 1998. It was directed by a dude named Tony Kaye, who was more of he really just directed commercials usually, but he shot most of the footage for American History X, but it is rumored that Edward Norton actually cut the movie together. So much so that Kaye wanted the Directors Guild to remove his name from the credits, actually. So
Yeah, sounds like Edward Norton kind of took over that entire movie.
yeah. But it was also written by David McKenna, and he wrote a movie that actually made me hate Scarface, the Pacino Scarface, and that was the movie Blow with Johnny Depp. That was when I realized how shitty of a movie Scarface was after I saw Blow, like a real drug dealer, not this Tony Montana bullshit, Brian De Palma crap that I have to watch.
Easy with the De Palma talk. Scarface is a very entertaining movie.
Yeah.
It's fictional. Yeah. It's called fiction, Zach.
Anyways, it's starring Edward Norton, like we just mentioned, Edward Furlong, Beverly D'Angelo, Fairuza Balk, who actually happens to be Jewish, but she's playing a Nazi, or a skinhead. But hey, that's why they call it acting, And Stacy Keach also stars in the film, and it's about a reformed skinhead released from prison who attempts to prevent his younger brother from following in his footsteps. And Todd McCarthy, writing for Variety, gave the film a positive review stating this jolting, superbly acted film will draw serious-minded, upscale viewers' interest in cutting-edge fare.
Yeah.
He particularly praised Norton's performance, saying his Derek mesmerizes even as he repels, and the actor fully exposes the human being behind the tough poses and attitudinizing. I can't. Yeah,
I don't think that's a word.
that's how I'm reading it, but whatever. Yeah, that's all I got for American History X, bro.
And was it nominated for anything?
I know Norton was nominated for Best Actor. I
Yeah.
know that, and it's actually I think it's one of his. I think it is his best performance, but hey, that's just my opinion, you know.
Yeah. It's. I mean, he's pretty bulked up in that too, and then cuts down, and I think that was one of the first Edward Norton movies that I saw where I was like, Jesus, this guy. Plus the
Yeah,
movie's just very intense.
it is.
And we'll talk more about it when we get into the debate section because we got some thoughts, I'm sure.
Yeah, kind of controversial, but that's all right.
Very. So my first movie is the classic 1997 movie Boogie Nights, directed and written by Paul Thomas Anderson, who also did There Will Be Blood, Hard Eight, Magnolia, Punch Drunk Love, and Inherent Vice, which I think is a very underrated movie. If you haven't seen Inherent Vice, I suggest you go check it out. Zach, have you seen this movie?
I still need to. I've seen it streaming, and I keep putting it off, but that's all right.
It's
I'll
more
get to it.
it's more along the lines of my classic noir mystery, who done it kind of a film.
Yeah, you've said it has some Lebowski to it, but
Very much Lebowski and like my Philip Marlowe books and things like that. So
good,
that's
good.
not on the list. So moving on, Boogie Nights stars Marky Mark, Burt Reynolds, Julianne Moore, John C. Riley, and Luis Guzman. It is about a young man that gets seduced into the underground world of pornography by a porno producer that's down his luck and thinks he finds a star. Roger Ebert gave this movie 4 out of 4 stars. Of course, Roger coming in hot.
Mhm.
And it says Boogie Nights has the quality of many great films in that it always seems alive. An epic of the low road, a classic Hollywood story set in the shadows instead of the spotlights, but containing the same ingredients of fame, envy, greed, talent, sex, and money. This movie was nominated for 3 Oscars: Best Supporting Actor, Burt Reynolds; Best Female Supporting, Julianne Moore; and Writing Screenplay, Oscar nom for PTA.
Yes, it's a good one. But you have anything else for Boogie Nights?
No. What's your next?
All right, it's Boys in the Hood from 1991. Do you think it was a little odd that I have American History X then introducing Boys in the Hood? Or
You like to mix it up, Zach. You get a wide,
I do.
you get a
I change it
wide
up.
array of your likes and dislikes.
Yeah. Hey, to be fair, I gave most of the movies to you this time because yeah, you have a lot of my top movies on your side, but then again, I stole a lot for the comedy pod, so we'll just keep it at that.
You've
But
stolen a lot
anyways,
for a lot of our pods, but okay.
yeah.
Zach usually gets the good ones, and I get the scraps.
That's because I do come up with
It's
the
true.
episode, so yeah,
It's
but it's
true.
all right. Anyways, Boys in the Hood came out in 1991, and it was written and directed by John Singleton, who directed that movie at the age of 24, becoming the youngest man ever to be nominated for a Best Director Oscar. And it's starring Cuba Gooding Jr., Lawrence Fishburne, Angela Bassett, and Ice Cube. It's a coming of age tale of a teenager named Trey as he learns about life and death in South Central Los Angeles. And this is from Janet Maslin from the New York Times. Mr. Singleton may not be saying anything new about the combined effects of poverty, drugs, and aimlessness on black teenagers, but he is saying something familiar with a new dramatic force, and in ways that a wide and varied audience will understand.
Yeah, it'd been a while since I'd seen Boys in the Hood, and it was a good rewatch.
Yeah, it's a good.
Some
I watched it
cheesy.
with my nephew actually. So
Oh yeah, what do you
okay,
think of it?
it was Graham, the younger
Oh,
one.
nice.
It was all right. I mean, he's got pretty good taste in movies for a 12-year-old.
I
So
was gonna say you're watching Boys in the Hood with like a 12-year-old kid. What an uncle of the year right here.
I've made some pretty bad mistakes with movies for the younger generation, anyways. Where I had my
Next up on my list, one of my favorite movies of all time, the classic film noir 1995 release, Heat. It is directed by Michael Mann, who also did one of our favorite movies, Collateral, Last
yes.
of the Mohicans, Thief, Manhunter, Insider, Ali, Public Enemies. The list goes on and on. There is a Heat 2 rumored to be coming out, I think, next year. It's
Hmm.
based upon the book that Michael Mann wrote with an author. Can't remember their name right now, but I'm very looking
But
forward to that.
you've read it though.
I have read it. Yeah, I read it
Nice.
last winter.
Good. Good.
Heat stars Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Val Kilmer, John Voight, Tom Sizemore, and Amy Brenneman. It is about LA thieves that enter into an epic cat and mouse game with an LA detective and his team like they've never seen before as they try to take their biggest and last heist.
Yes, that was a
Roger
good
Ebert,
description, Jerome.
I
Nice. I like
it's
that.
my one of my favorite movies. So
Yeah. Yeah.
Roger Ebert kind of disappointingly gave this only 3.5 out of 4 stars. I believe it's a 4-star movie. He goes on to write in the review, it's not just an action picture. Above all, the dialogue is complex enough to allow the characters to say what they're thinking, be eloquent, insightful, fanciful, and poetic when necessary. It is not trapped in the Hollywood cliche. Yeah, the dialogue in this movie is fantastic. There is a ton of action. We're going to get into this in our debate. I have a lot to say about this movie. Unfortunately, it was not even nominated for a single Oscar.
Yeah, I don't know if Hollywood was ready for its realism or authenticity, but we'll get to that in the debate, I'm sure. But
Blows my mind. Not a single Oscar nom for Al or Bob, anything, even the writing for Man, but neither here nor there. Moving on, what was your next movie, Zach?
my next movie was The Sixth Sense from 1999, written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan, who's gone on to direct, Unbreakable, Signs, and actually those were his two big hits after this movie. But this movie was a huge hit at the box office. But it's starring Bruce Willis, Haley Joel Osment, Tony Collette, and Olivia Williams. And IMDb had a pretty good description of it, so I'll read that one. After being shot by a resentful former patient he couldn't help, a Philadelphia psychologist seeks redemption by treating a young boy with a disturbing secret. And in his review, in his review for the Los Angeles Times, John Anderson wrote that the script was clever and gave Osment's performance the best of the year from a child actor. And Stephen Hunter from the Washington Post said the film was a maximum creep out. So
Yeah,
those
good old M Night movies. They're usually good for one good watch, right?
hmm hmm I don't know, this was a pretty good. I haven't rewatched this movie in a long time, and it's pretty damn good. But yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Some notes on it, right? But it was a good. I thought it was a good rewatch as well. So next on my list, from writer and director Quentin Tarantino, released in 1992, Reservoir Dogs. Stars Harvey Keitel, Michael Madsen, Tim Roth, Chris Penn, Steve Buscemi, and it is about a jewelry heist that goes awry, and the before and after from the perspectives of the thieves themselves. Oscar noms, 0. Oscar wins, obviously 0. Roger Ebert, very surprisingly, gave this movie a 2.5 out of 4 stars review.
Ooh, ouch, man.
Right?
Yeah,
I think Quentin was so raw, you know, in the storytelling and some of his long dialogues. Just Roger took a little bit to warm up to QT, but
yeah,
who
yeah.
also starred in the movie himself and dies.
Hmm.
Roger went on to say, "I liked what I saw, but wanted more of an achievement from a first timer. It's the screenplay that QT doesn't do too much except let his characters talk too much."
Damn, that's even sounds less than a 2.5. Actually,
Yeah,
fucking
I
rocks,
mean,
man.
and he goes on, talk about the acting and how great that was at times, but again, he's just too talky, not enough action. But that's not kind of what the movie's about. You don't even get to see the heist. So
Yeah, Mr. Brown sounds too much like Mr. Shit. So I don't.
It's my way or the highway.
Okay, all right. Next on the list that I selected, and we'll talk about it later. But The Thin Red Line from 1998. It was directed by Terrence Malick, who hadn't directed a movie in almost 20 years. His last movie was before this movie. His last movie was Days of Heaven, which I believe came out in like 1977 or 78. But it's considered a masterpiece. But apparently, back in the 70s, it was tore apart by critics, and I think he didn't have the heart to continue filmmaking. But once they found out Terrence Malick, over the years it became like a cult classic. And once people found out that Malick was making another movie after a 20-year hiatus, like all these actors came out of the woodwork to be in it.
Yeah,
And I'll get to that in just a second.
everybody wanted to be in that movie.
Yeah. Based on the book by James Jones, also wrote a book that turned into the 1953 Best Picture winner, From Here to Eternity. I love that movie. It's got Burt Lancaster, Monty Cliff. It's a hell of a picture. I have it, and if you want a copy, I got plenty of copies in my trunk, Jaaron. So
I
just let me
don't
know.
think I have. So,
Oh, it's really good. It's really good. Uh, it's starring, and this is in alphabetical order: Adrian Brody, Jim Caviezel, who played Jesus in The Passion of the Christ, John Cusack, Woody Harrelson, Nick Nolte, Sean Penn, John C. Reilly, and John Travolta. And like as I mentioned earlier, a bunch of actors wanted to be in this movie, and here are some actors who were cast in the movie, starred in the movie, but ended up getting cut from the film. Here's just the quick list: Bill Pullman, Gary Oldman, Viggo Mortensen, Martin Sheen, Jason Patric, and Mickey Rourke.
wow.
Those, yeah. Now, George Clooney didn't make the movie. Yeah, he made the cut, but it was basically a cameo after it was all said and done. And it's a haunting, realistic story of military and moral chaos as Army soldiers clear out the island of Guadalcanal in the Pacific Theater of Operation. Roger Ebert's counterpart, Gene Siskel, called this film brilliant and a terrific achievement, the finest contemporary war film in recent years.
And a favorite among my favorite director, Martin Scorsese.
Scorsese, during his conversation with Roger Ebert, named it the second best movie of the 90s. Wow. Fucking Marty, man.
I know. If there's ever a bigger advocate for movies and moviegoers, it's, well, maybe Tom Cruise, but
yeah.
Yeah, a lot to dig into on that movie as well when we get into the debate and ranking section of it. I have a feeling that's going to be a topic of discussion for a while.
Could be. Unless we agree. Sometimes,
I know, which we've done that a few times. It's like, oh, wow, guess we don't really have to argue. The next movie on my list, a great Sunday afternoon movie, The Shawshank Redemption, released in 1994, based upon a novel written by Stephen King, directed and written by Frank Darabont, who also did The Green Mile, The Mist, and 2 episodes of Stranger Things, and was the creator of The Walking Dead.
Yes. I hate that show, but still, go ahead.
I liked it, and then Coral died, and when it went downhill. Stars Tim Robbins, Morgan Freeman, Bob Gunton, William Sadler, and a list of other that guys in the movie. It is the story of a wrongfully convicted man and the men he meets while incarcerated at Shawshank Prison. For those who haven't seen the movie, I have more written here, but it kind of gives away the ending, so I'm going to stick with just that about. I think the most Oscar nominations for a movie with 0 wins, at least on this list. It was nominated for 7 Oscars, including Best Picture, Leading Actor, Writer, Cinematography, Sound, Film Editing, and Music, and got completely snubbed.
Yeah, it was a tough year, though. Got Pulp Fiction that year and Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump that year. It was
very controversial.
Good year. Yeah.
Roger Ebert actually did 2 separate reviews, as he's wont to do from time to time in his career. In 1994, he gave it a 3.5 out of 4 stars, and then he re-reviewed it in 99 and gave it the great movie seal of approval, giving it 4 stars out of 4 stars. He goes on to say, it is deeper than most films, about continuity in the lifetime based on friendship and hope. Darabont constructs the film to observe the story, not to punch it up or upstage it. For those who have not seen this movie, I don't know where you've been or why you're listening to this pod, but you should check it out.
Maybe they didn't have TNT or something. I don't know, or TBS or
Or
something.
any Turner classic movie. Like,
I initially thought in your Robert Ebert's re-review, you would have said like he gave it 5 out of 4 stars. But
yeah, actually, I went back and I watched it again. Better than any other movie.
yeah.
Zach, you got one. We each got one movie left.
Okay. I got the last one on my list is What's Eating Gilbert Grape from 1993, and it was directed by Lasse Hallström, I think that is, but he's got 2 Oscar nominations for Best Director on his own. He directed the Cider House Rules and My Life as a Dog, and I haven't seen either one of those. But Peter Hodges wrote the book and the screenplay, and it's starring Johnny Depp, Leonardo DiCaprio, Juliette Lewis, John C. Reilly, who's all over the place in this freaking episode.
I was going to say that too.
But it's also starring Darlene Cates, who plays Mama, and she got the role when I believe the casting director saw her as a guest on the Sally Jesse Raphael show. I don't know if you remember that show or not, Jaaron, but
I don't know what that is.
What? Shit, man. Must not just didn't watch a lot of talk shows when you were younger, I guess.
Nope.
But it's about a young man in a Midwestern Iowa town who is taking care of his overweight mother and his mentally challenged brother when an unexpected traveling beauty rolls into town. And Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times described it as one of the most enchanting films of the year. And that was 1993, as I mentioned.
Yeah, I think he gave it 4 out of 4, and he just loved it. I read the review the other day, and he gushes about it the whole time about, nobody's hamming it up. It's more about, it's not about pity. It's more, sincerity and being understanding and comfortable with, difficult situations in people's lives.
Yeah.
And so I watched it, last week, and then I read that review a couple days later, and I actually have it playing in the background now with the sound off.
Nice.
Because after reading it, I'm like, man, yeah, it really is a good one.
Yeah, and I was even debating whether or not to put it on the list because, like, man, dude, out of all the freaking movies in the '90s, should I put this on? Because I've always loved this movie, but it wasn't until I saw the IMDb rating when it was like a 7.8. I was like, okay, fuck, like I'm not the only person that thinks this is really good, and now it's hearing Raj's review, I'm glad I put it on the list.
Yeah, and is it as entertaining as Heat per se? No,
no.
It's a completely different style of movie, and
right.
we like to have a wide variety of movies on our list. So no, I thought it was a good pick. It was one I hadn't seen in years, and then obviously we'll talk about the performances, especially of Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, he got his first Oscar nomination for it.
Yeah, so. And Roger said it was well-deserved nom.
Yeah.
I think so as well. My last movie on the list is David Fincher's Seven, released in 1995, directed by David Fincher, who also Social Network, some of my favorite movies, Zodiac, Gone Girl, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, Panic Room, Fight Club. He also did a ton of music videos before his directorial debut in movies. It was written by Andrew Kevin Walker, who also did 8mm, Sleepy Hollow, and the new Netflix David Fincher movie, The Killer. Well, I guess it's been a couple years now.
Yeah.
Stars again Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt, Gwyneth Paltrow, R. Lee Ermey, and Kevin Spacey, even though he was uncredited in the movie for reasons you'll find out when you watch the movie.
Yeah.
It's about a rookie and veteran detectives in an unknown city. They never say what city they're in. Investigate murders that resemble the 7 deadly sins. It only received 1 Oscar nomination in Best Film Editing. Again, not really Hollywood's or the Academy's type of movie. And again, another 2 review from Roger. In 1995, he gave it 3.5 stars. And then in 2001, he reviewed it again, gave it its great movie seal of approval stamp, and gave it 4 stars.
Nice.
And it goes on to say none of Fincher's films are darker than this. Just like Spielberg, he infuses the air in his interiors like a fine, unseen powder that makes the beams of flashlights visible, emphasizing the surrounding darkness. Which,
Nice,
yeah,
nice.
it's a lot. And it is visually kind of disturbing, even just watching it, even when there's no, you know, murders happening or anything. It's just a dark, grainy film, and it's
It
always
is. Yeah.
raining, and
Hmm. Yeah.
a classic, twist ending. So those are the 10 movies that Zach and I have selected. So in the rest of the pod, we will each go through our bottom 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way up, and we will come to some sort of agreement on our top 10. I think
Ooh,
you
yes.
gave your number 10 last time first, Zach. So I'm going to jump in,
Go ahead.
and
Go ahead.
I have The Sixth Sense at number 10.
Oh shit! Dude. Wow, man, that's pretty far back. Damn. What was it about the Sixth Sense that you didn't like about it? I guess.
Well, I mean, like I said, we have great movies on this list, so it's no
Yeah.
knock on The Sixth Sense. Like being 10 on this list is better than a lot of other movies. Again, the twist ending. I remember seeing it back in the day. I think I heard about the ending before I even saw the movie,
Oh yeah.
which,
Shit.
yeah, it was a lot. People were talking about it for a long time before I was even able to see it. And then it is a great movie. It's very enthralling. But once you know the ending, so watching it again, like I'm trying to sit there and kind of nitpick, like, well, how did he get in the room? And
Yeah,
in the
you're
first
yeah.
scene when he's talking with Haley Joel Osment, and like there's a shot of Bruce and then the mother on each side of the screen, and then Haley comes into the door in the middle. Nobody's saying anything. The mother gets up. I don't even think she says a word to Haley. And then
Mhm.
for 10 minutes, Bruce and Haley Joel Osment are having this conversation. The mother never checks on them, never asks who you talking to. And then so you go through the movie, and there's just little things like that where it's like,
Yeah,
now that
there
I'm
is.
watching it a second time, like that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally, I agree with. It is. It's a real, as we said, great movie, but it's just once you know the ending, it just doesn't have the same effect on you, and it's very like Hitchcockian. Is
Yeah,
which one of the pros to it is I'm sure he took every scene, every take he wanted to do. He probably asked himself, what would like Spielberg do, or what would Hitchcock do? And
yeah,
I mean, I think it's a terrific movie. Made a
it
buttload of
is,
money, and
and it's entertaining. I mean,
oh yeah,
I
yeah.
wish there's some movies you wish you could go back and watch for the first time, right?
Hmm.
And if we were to ever do that kind of a podcast, this would definitely be on that again. Maybe with Seven and like Memento and movies like that. That's just a lot of M Night Shyamalan movies are that way because it's the big twist at the end, and then you try to go back and revisit the movie, and you're like, oh well, what? How did this happen? How did that happen? And but when you're
Yeah.
in it, in real time, fantastic.
What okay, what you had that at 10, what you have at 9?
God, this is another one. For listeners, I do 5, 6, 7 different drafts of these of my rankings, and it's tough, honestly. Like if you go through all the movies, and especially after rewatching all of them, to rank them and then try to re-rank after you watch them, it's tough. I had What's Eating
Oh,
Gilbert Grape
hell
at
no,
9.
dude. Now I'm drawing the line,
I
dude.
I
Yeah.
know, I know.
Yeah, dude, The Thin Red Line is not that fucking good of a movie, bro. Where did you have
It's
Thin
on
Red
your
Line?
fucking list.
I know, but I only put it on the list because Scorsese had it so high, and it was freaking. I mean, I watched it, and I could see like greatness in it, but it's supposed to be a war movie, and it doesn't really.
No.
I mean, the difference between Private Ryan and Platoon is that they're way more immersive films.
Oh yeah,
That's.
you're
I mean,
thrown into it.
yeah, yeah, because I mean Spielberg. I mean, with Private Ryan, you feel like you're in combat. With Platoon, you feel like you're with them. You might not the combat sequence, maybe not so, but it's like I've never with a like it's too much like Apocalypse Now or Dunkirk, where it's supposed to be like beautiful, and there's
Right.
the only yeah, it's just one of those. Yeah, I can
So I
see it
think
from maybe people who are more creative than myself, or like filmmakers might look at it see it as like a technological or maybe an artistic standpoint to
sure.
see that it's great. But from yeah, it just didn't move me the way I felt like a war movie should. And
No, well, and
even,
I put it up higher in my final rankings because I thought you would have it up higher because you selected the movie. So in my
yeah,
original, in my very first rankings of this, I had the Thin Red Line at 10.
good, keep it there. That's where it should be.
um, I
Well,
mean,
and then
and it took me a couple of tries to even watch the movie. Honestly,
yeah,
it's one, it's two like 40, 2 hours 40 minutes long. Like you said, it's a war movie, but it's just all dialogue. It's all talk. And yeah, I mean, I fell asleep the first time, tried to pick up where I left off, and then I had to go
um,
rewind, and I'm like, well, I don't really remember what happened before this. And
I don't
it's a beautiful movie, like you said. I'm sure it was
yeah,
very well
yeah,
made, and I could see why Scorsese says it's a masterpiece and one of the best movies of the '90s. But in my opinion, I will put it right back at 10.
yeah. Good. Keep it there. Don't ever try to predict what I'm going to do. Okay, just kidding. Just calm down, Zach. Calm down.
So what did you have at 10 and 9?
I had Thin Red Line at 10, and then I
No
had
shit.
yeah, no shit, and then Boys in the Hood at 9 is what
Okay.
I had. Yeah,
I mean, that's
and
not far off from me because I had Boys at 8. So
I mean, Boys in the Hood is it's basically just Stand by Me, but based in
in the
South
hood.
Central Los Angeles. Yeah, in the
Yeah.
hood, and it's powerful, well made, but it was such a low budget that you
Hmm.
feel it just feels really dated.
It's a
But
little campy at times too.
yeah,
When he's like telling the story of whether it actually happened or not of the woman that he meets and then goes over and then or I think his aunt or her aunt or grandma or whatever kind of catches them in the act.
oh right,
Kind of cheesy storytelling in that moment. And then I thought it was funny, the first 20 minutes or so is, they're all children and then you see them grown up and each character is kind of wearing the same sort of thing and wears the
yeah,
hat the same sort of way and it's like, oh, they did a pretty like in your face job of letting you know which character was the child character,
yeah, right.
which I laughed at, but I could see back in the '90s, it's like, oh yeah, that's actually a real clever way to do it. When I think you should do it with more exposition and just say their
Yeah,
fucking names.
yeah, just
But again, another good rewatch. I hadn't watched it for years. It's an entertaining film. You
yo,
know,
hell yeah, yeah. That's again. You said it earlier. Don't mean to repeat it, but a lot of great movies on this list. Kind
right?
of,
So we
it's
can't put
not
them all
easy
in the
to
top
rank
five.
them. Yeah, right. But shit, man, the way you talked about the Sixth Sense, I had it. I had the Sixth Sense at 5, but
Wow.
that was just, I mean, very Spielberg like. Again, I'll say it again, Hitchcockian, and I
Yeah, it's
enjoy that.
it's
And
good
it was,
suspense. And again,
yeah,
if you had never seen it and you're watching it, fucking mind was blown. I'm sure, like, oh my
yeah,
god. And then he kind of goes through at the very end a couple of scenes where, like he can't get in the door because the table's there blocking it.
yeah.
And
Well,
then
you talked about going back to the scene where it's just where Bruce Willis gets introduced to Cole,
hmm
Haley Joel Osment's character, and I love the way that shot where he's asking, "Hey, how about you take a step forward
sure,
if I get it right and backwards?" And so when he takes a step forward, M. Night or the director of photography, the cinematographer, just focuses on his feet stepping forward, but when he
uh-huh,
steps backward, it's like a following shot. It's like a
hmm
POV shot of him walking backwards. I fucking loved it.
yeah,
But yeah,
that's good. I mean, 5. We'll have to get there when I reveal my 5 here soon.
yeah, you talking about it makes me think maybe that is a little high, but let's see where we're at when we
Okay,
get up there. So
so can we put Boys in the Hood at 9 then?
yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, so at 8, what did you have, Zach?
What's eating Gilbert Grape?
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say, obviously, I love this movie. We pretty much grew up in Endora, bro. I mean,
Yeah,
granted,
shit.
we were 30 minutes
Small
away from
town.
Lincoln, but
Yeah.
yeah, we grew up in the small town. We just didn't have a overly obese mother or mentally challenged siblings, but
Yeah.
it's a very relatable story for me. And I thought the way Hallstrom he doesn't overdo anything. He just keeps it simple due to like that small town simplicity, I guess, and
Mm-hmm.
like just don't. And I'm gonna bash De Palma again because when Arnie's playing with the grasshopper in the jar,
Mm.
De Palma would do something like he would shoot it through the eyes of the grasshopper or something. That motherfucker, So like,
I don't
just
think
keep
Brian
it.
De Palma would do a movie like this. There's no sex
you're,
in
you're,
it, and there's
you're
no
right.
like
You're
sex
right.
appeal.
It's too sophisticated for him. So
No, like I said, I have it playing on in the background right now. It's a touching movie, and you know, Gilbert Grape is going through
yeah,
a
and
lot of difficult situations in the movie, and everything he's dealing with. And I think Johnny Depp really dials his performing skills kind of down, and he plays it as a simple Iowa man who's just trying to
well,
live his life with all these hindrances that he has, and he still keeps a smile on his face.
and
Um,
the thing with Depp when he was filming this was really going through some shit too. That's
right,
why I think that's you can tell in the. I just don't think he was acting too much. He was
right,
going through his own state of depression during the making of this film and stuff. And I know him and I don't know how patient he was with Leo at the time, but Leo
yeah,
did say it was the most fun he ever had. He was
yeah,
the most fun character he ever had playing. So
and talking about his performance, I mean, jeez, I mean, nowadays you probably get criticized pretty well
yeah,
for doing this character and
I
taking
mean,
on this
shit, I don't
role and
know.
diving deep into it. It reminds me of Tropic Thunder, right? Like
Well, yeah, it's not like he wasn't.
Simple Jack, like
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would say Leo was just basically. I know for preparation, he just hung around fucking like a bunch of
yeah,
daycares, and he just acted like a 6-year-old. Pretty much is what he said.
exactly, yeah.
I
And you
don't
could
think it
tell
was.
like the way he just holds his hands and his his mannerisms and how he talks and Gilbert, like it's
Picks his nose and stuff, and
yeah, it's just I mean again nowadays probably not going to get made, not going to be greenlit by Hollywood to have this character even exist in a movie
yeah,
right now.
yeah,
But it's, I mean, fucking believable as shit. Like,
yeah, and and
not to sound crass or anything, but I mean, it's I'm at the cemetery scene where Burger Barn's getting coming in. John C. Riley's face is like all excited, like he's so proud of it. Like Burger Barn, man, like
they
that's the
invented
future.
the
Forget
salad
Burger
bar.
King, forget
Yeah,
McDonald's.
forget Burger King. Burger Barn is cutting edge.
Cutting edge.
he, he
Canola oil.
fucking
It's this new
loves it,
cutting edge thing. They can mix the fries crisp. Anyway, for listeners who only know John C. Riley and like Step Brothers and Talladega Nights and things like that, he's a hell of a supporting actor, a
man. He
character
is.
actor in the
Yeah,
early '90s and all through the '90s. I mean, it's
he's a great buddy. He's a great buddy actor.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. He plays a good buddy. He's just so innocent. But yeah, a great performance by Leo. Incredible performance, a subdued performance by Depp, and a touching film. And like Roger Ebert said, a lot of these things, you a filmmaker could make this film and have it more like, oh, we want our audience to pity him, right? Because he's
yeah,
going through all this. But it was really more about understanding and identifying with Johnny Depp's character as opposed to, oh, I feel so sorry for him.
right,
That's
right.
kind of what I took away from it. So Gilbert, we're gonna put that at 8. Like I said, I originally had it at 9. Well, I last ranking had it at 9. I had Boys to Men or Boys to Men, Boys in the Hood at 8. So I'm okay with 9.
Yeah,
Very
okay.
different.
Yeah.
Boys in the Hood and Boys to Men. And then
Uh,
this is where I think it's gonna get a little shaky. I love this movie. I've
yeah.
watched it a million times. I'm with you even, and the curb stomping scene is
Yes.
intense. But I had American History X at 7.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I
Mm-hmm.
had it at 6. It's
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah.
So
Because
then, what'd you have at 7?
I had Gilbert Grape at 7. But dude, I mean, the way you were talking about like the Sixth Sense and shit, and just getting done with the discussion about Grape, I'd probably put. I don't know, man. I'd probably put Sixth Sense at 8. Actually,
Okay.
you
And
kind of
then we'll
talked
move
me.
we'll move Gilbert up to 7.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not trying to make my ranking look.
No, this
Yeah.
is what this pod's about, man.
True. It's
Changing our
true.
minds.
Yeah.
So just to recap real quick, you personally had Thin Red Line at 10, Boys in the Hood at 9, Gilbert Grape at 7. What'd you have at 8?
Uh, oh shit.
We're recording.
Yeah.
Dead air.
Yeah, I think no, you're right. I had Grape at 8.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then 7 was
American. God damn it! I got all mixed up, dude.
you're a
Because
little
we
yeah,
had
you're a little confuzzled here. It's okay. It's okay.
yeah.
So then move that
Yeah,
down.
I had
Down.
American History X at 7 then. Yeah.
Okay.
Shit. Yeah.
Okay, well, hey,
I got them all
we
mixed
agreed with
up,
that
bro.
then. American History
Yeah.
X is 7. Again, we each have it at 7, but we already have a 7 taken.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because remember, 6 cents goes to 8, which moves everything up.
Right.
So Gilbert would be 7, and American History X would stay at 6.
Okay. About American History X, holy shit! I remember I don't particularly remember the very first time I saw it, but I do remember how kind of enthralled I was with the movie when after the first time I saw it. I probably watched it 10 times in a couple of weeks, right?
Yeah. All these, I think, honestly, from American History X down, like we probably rewatched the fuck out of all these. These next 6, yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, and I was the same way. We probably watched American History X together how many freaking times?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's
and the rewatch, I remember the whole damn movie, so
yeah.
I wasn't tuned out when I was watching it this last time for the pod or anything, but
Mhm.
it's like, oh, I know what's happening next. I know a line is coming next. I know, how obviously how the ending is. But again, I can't say enough. Edward Norton's transformation to become this character, Derek, dogs.
Yeah,
And he's
physically, yeah, he physically, not only
jacked
physically,
in this
but
movie, man.
yeah,
When
physically,
it's the slow mo and the black and white flashback where he does do the curb stomping, and
with
he
the
like
choir
goes,
singing in the
and
the
he
choir
goes to
singing in
grab
the
him,
background.
and it just like his shoulders, and he just fucking.
Yeah.
But then there,
'Cause I mean,
other shots in the film where he's looking in the mirror, and he sees the big swastika on his chest, and he like covers it up with his hand, and looking
yeah,
in the
he's got
mirror.
this.
It kind of reminded me of the 25th Hour too, which is another great movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's just I've seen it so many times. I think where we have it at 6 is good. It's obviously a great movie, and you get to see why Derek is the way he is, and the flashbacks with the father and things like that, and how he died.
Yeah. And just talking about the uh backflashes, they use the black and white,
Mm-hmm.
but it also symbolizes good Derek and evil Derek, like the
Right.
color. Yeah, so they parallel one another, but it's very poignant message to the movie. And again, like I hadn't seen that at the time, separating the flashbacks to black and white, because they kind of do that in Reservoir Dogs, but it's a very, at the time, it was a unique way, in my opinion, of how to separate the two.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, Derek's got hair in the
Sure.
when he gets out of prison and stuff.
And
but
he's and he's gotten a lot smaller.
yeah,
Lost a lot of muscle mass, and which is kind of the opposite of what the cliche is of people going into prison, right? All they do is lift weights. Well, all he did was read books and get smarter and learn that
yeah.
he was being taken advantage of by what's the character's name, the head Nazi guy, Tom or something. Cam.
Yeah, Cam.
You preyed on me, Cam.
Alexander. Yeah, Cam Alexander. Yeah, and Derek Vineyard. Those are the two. Yeah.
But yeah, and then good seeing Ethan Suplee back in his very unhealthy days. Which now he does a podcast and he's like super ripped, and
yeah, and he was pretty big in Remember the Titans too. So,
oh yeah, definitely another one from our childhood that we love.
Another opposite where it's like, I'll be in American History X. My next job will be a Disney movie. So
exactly. But yeah, I mean, good movie, right? I think having it at 6 is right where it belongs.
Appropriate. Yeah, appropriate.
So then at my 5, I had 7.
Me too. Me too.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's good. It's good. It's good.
It's good. It's good. What do we want to discuss when we talk about Seven?
I mean, David Fincher, one of my top 3 favorite directors. So I mean, anything he does, it's going to be a dark film, right? It's going to be
Mm-hmm.
some fucked up situations.
Gothic.
This,
Yeah, a little gothic.
yeah, and obviously the ending. Again, for those who haven't seen this, stop the pod now because when you find out that Gwyneth Paltrow's head is in the fucking box,
Yeah, what's in the box?
and now it's become a meme, and like even on my Facebook right now, there's some like advertisements for shirts with it's just Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt holding a box, and it's Gwyneth Paltrow's head smiling. It's like that would actually be a pretty fucking sick T-shirt to have.
Oh shit.
It's, I mean, it's a fucking dark movie, but it's a great movie, man.
Mhm.
It's one of my favorite Fincher films. Again, all of his films are pretty fucking dark and fucked up,
Yeah,
but
it's incredibly original. I liked it. The theme of the seven deadly sins really pulls you in, I guess. And then
yeah,
Brad Pitt wasn't very well known at the time, and he kind of knocks it out of the park. And of course, you
hmm
got the great Morgan Freeman coming in. So yeah,
and I love
yeah,
how they don't reveal who the killer is. There isn't a big gotcha moment. It's Kevin Spacey just walking in covered in
yeah,
blood, like
exactly, yeah.
detectives. Um, and some of the murder scenes are like obviously the most gruesome is the prostitute, and
Yeah,
I remember seeing that. Even on this last rewatch, they like throw the Polaroid down, and Morgan Freeman's like, "You made this?"
oh
Like
geez,
that's, I mean, that's some dark shit. So I don't know if Andrew Kevin Walker thought of that, or obviously he was the writer, or Fincher
yeah,
thought of something crazy to do. But good, it's a good movie, and it's also the same diner scene, or in the scene where Gwyneth Paltrow and Morgan Freeman are talking in the diner. It's also the same diner as they used in Denzel and Ethan
oh,
Hawke and Training
Training
Day.
Day. Yeah,
Yeah.
nice little
Um,
tidbit there.
and then,
Yeah,
yeah, another tidbit I thought was really good, especially after the research. I like this when this happens in movies where partway through the movie, Brad Pitt gets, yeah, he's chasing Kevin Spacey's character. We don't know it's Kevin Spacey yet. And then he gets hit by him and then almost shot. Well, during that chase scene, he's hit by a taxi and he kind of goes over the hood, kind of like back in the day, Starsky and Hutch and things like that. But
yeah.
and then in the rest of the movie, he has a cast on, or at least for the next couple scenes or whatever. But he was actually hit by that taxi in real life and did break his arm. So when
Oh,
he's holding it against his chest, over the next couple of scenes, when they kick in the door of John Doe and go through
oh, right.
everything,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
actually has a broken arm right there. So then
Like in
in the
Brad
next scene,
Pitt.
he has a cast. He has a fucking real cast on. Like I love when those kinds of things happen in the movie. And yeah, good performance. I think Chris Ryan says this a lot in the rewatchables, but he thinks like Brad Pitt is one of the best actors that he plays a role to perfection when the character is kind of hitting the glass ceiling of their own knowledge. Where
Oh shit.
where like
Nice.
it's not dumb, but it's like
Yeah, I hear you.
yeah, just like a frustrated young guy. Like he's not too bright, it's kind of dim, and he's like Chris Ryan says it all the time in the movies that they do on the rewatchables. If they do a Brad Pitt, it's like he's the best at that. Not
Yeah.
saying that Brad Pitt himself is dumb, but
Right, right.
he
He would
good.
never.
And
He
then
would never. Yeah.
and like you said, Morgan Freeman. I mean, he's one of the best. So,
Good old Morgan Freeman.
what about you? Any thoughts?
No, man, you got it, dude. You got it, dude.
I
Yeah.
actually I've watched that a couple times since we put it on the list. Well, I you know threw it on the list.
Yeah.
So it's going to go in. It would have been fitting had we put it at 7, but it's going at 5.
Yeah. Yeah. Pun. Yeah. Pun intended. Yeah.
So
uh,
then I'm guessing you had 7 at 5 as well. Yes.
mhm.
Well, originally 6 cents, but now. So then these next 4, I think are going to be kind of a toss up. I could have interchanged them several times. I did.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Obviously not number 1, but
Yeah. I know which ones you got at number one, but yeah, I I was thinking about this when I was making up my list. I could put any of these at 1, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
If you would have put them, I wouldn't have argued. That's why I'm not going to argue with your 1. I don't
and
have it at 1, but it's
of course you don't. But
of course you
well, and the
do.
thing about these next 4 movies, and for listeners who haven't been jotting this down, what the movies we have left are Boogie Nights, Reservoir Dogs, Heat, and Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
I think thinking about these 4 films, I think all 4 of them have been my favorite movie at one point or another in my
Okay.
life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as you grow up, and when I first saw Reservoir Dogs, it was like, this is the greatest movie ever made. You
Hmm.
know, and then when I saw Shawshank, oh my god, it's just such a touching movie. And like I said, it's a good Sunday afternoon movie when you're chilling on the couch with your dad or family or whatever. And
Yeah.
so I think like each one would kind of represent a point in my life, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. Different
So
chapters of your life. Yeah.
yeah, so having said that, I have Shawshank Redemption at 4.
Okay. I got that at 1. So,
Okay, that's what I figured you had. Yeah.
in the whole, really, my only gripe with Boogie Nights, and I'll just get into it,
Hmm.
is it's a very original story, but as I reference what M. Night Shyamalan would have done for Sixth Sense, I kind of thought PTA did for Boogie Nights. It's like, what would Scorsese do?
Yeah,
And
well, the tracking shot
yeah, the tracking shot,
at the
and
beginning.
well,
Yeah,
see, I think the tracking shot is a homage shot to Goodfellas because
sure.
it's not exactly right, but like the ending scene when with Wahlberg's monologue in the mirror that's
Hmm.
basically theft from Raging Bull. Like that's the
Yep.
difference between thievery and homage, where it's like,
Yep.
dude, that's basically the exact fucking same. That's the same scene,
A
and
little, a little different substance to the
barely different,
speeches.
dude.
No,
Barely
I mean like
different.
the substance of the speech is like.
Yeah, yeah, I know. But dude, this movie's
I don't
fucking.
remember Robert De Niro taking out his cock and
No, of
Raging
course not.
Bull.
Of course
Like,
not. But that was his version of freaking boxing, because that's
yeah,
what De Niro does at the end of
totally.
Raging Bull. Yeah,
And
but yeah,
and
it's
so I'm assuming you have Boogie Nights at 4.
yeah, I do, I do.
I'm good with it at 4 as well.
Oh, you are okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
fucking just a hilarious movie. And John C.
It is.
Riley, we talked about him already, but he's fucking fun. When him and Mark Wahlberg are in a scene together, it's just Mark Wahlberg again, really good at playing like a dim character.
Yeah,
He's not too bright when he's like fighting with his mom in the beginning. He's like, "I'm smart. I'm not dumb." It's like
yeah.
you kind of sound dumb.
You guys, you sure? Because you sound dumb.
Yeah, and like you look at his room, like he's supposed to be a teenager. I don't know, like maybe right after high school, but it's like you look at his room and it's like you guys got posters of cars up, and like it kind of looks
Yeah.
like a 12-year-old's room, like
Mm-hmm. Which
which is why Burt Reynolds' character was able to seduce him into the world, right?
mm-hmm.
But that tracking shot is just the
It's
timing
great.
that they had to have with everybody
Mm-hmm.
dancing in the background, and then going through. I think I mentioned this Snake Eyes. Like, there's that long tracking shot there too, where I don't know if I was talking this about with you, but I
Yeah,
love
but
the
I
movie
tuned it
Snake
out.
Eyes, and Brian De Palma obviously had that long tracking shot, and it's with the timing that you have to have on set with everybody, especially like with disco music playing,
Yeah, yeah.
and just you're going through and Luis Guzman's talking, and it comes up like the camera is above a building to start.
Mm-hmm.
Like I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if they had it on a fucking crane or
Yeah, I think that's what it was. And then eventually the crane came down and they like gradually put it on a cameraman's shoulder.
they were
Like it
able
was
to
like
just
it
keep
was like a
walking.
relay. Yeah, and he
Yeah,
like kept it's freaking it's incredible, man. I love
it
it.
is.
Yeah.
And it's just an entertaining movie in my opinion. It's just funny from start to finish. It's Julianne Moore and Roller Girl, I forget her name now.
It's just roller go. Oh, you're
Yeah.
talking about real life. Heather
Yeah,
Graham.
Heather
Yeah.
Graham. I mean, for those who have not seen it, it's an entertaining movie. It's like Zach said, it's a very original script, and just it's funny. It's kind of heartbreaking at times, and
Yeah.
kind of goes
And
off the rails a little bit at the end, where it's like, okay, Julianne Moore and the son thing, but it shows kind of the inside life of you know
porn
third rate
industry, yeah, that
porno
mentality.
actors, right?
Yeah.
And then
Well,
fucking the same. My wife has an ass in her cock on the driveway.
yeah.
And like apparently that was a fuck up where
It was a fuck
William H
up.
Macy. The line is actually "My wife has a cock in her ass" in the driveway, and William H Macy said it backwards, and PTA was like, "That's
I
fucking
like
awesome.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, we're
that's
gonna leave it
great.
in."
It's funny that way. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah. It's like I'm trying to make a film here, man. Like,
yeah. Oh, sorry. I mean, I'm only talking about the movie here.
I'm only talking about the fucking movie here. And a sad ending for William H in that movie too.
Yeah, there's some tragedy to it, but
There
yeah,
is.
like you said, it's hilarious. But I think one of the best parts of the movie is that it's, as I mentioned, not talking about the Thin Red Line, but what makes a good war movie is that they're some of
Has
them
to
are
be war.
immersive films, and that's
Yeah.
what Boogie Nights is. It's POV, it's the handheld camera, the 180 to 360 degree panning
Yep.
shots, following and tracking shots. It just makes you feel like you're a part of the
You're
party.
right in it.
You're
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. You're enjoying the conversations. You're just walking up to the table like anybody else. Like, what the fuck are they
Totally.
talking about? And then the cowboy, like, I like my look.
You need a new look. It's like, I am an actor, sir. I am an actor. Why can't I get a loan? It's like,
And then even back at the freaking Radio Shack when he's like,
yeah.
dude, I hired you to get pussy, and it's helped out a little bit. In the beginning, it's helped, but
What it's like, you got somebody, and then so the guy he's trying to sell the hi-fi to was casted as Dirk Diggler in like where PTA had like a script, a soft script, or they shot like a short about
Mhm.
it, and like that actor was Dirk Diggler, and then PTA put him back in the movie because we got Mark Wahlberg now, but
Right, yeah,
and it's
yeah,
just there's so many characters in the movie, and they really spend a lot of time on each one, and it
they do, yeah, yeah.
and our boy Philip Seymour Hoffman is in it for what 8 minutes probably total.
Scotty J,
Scotty
yeah.
J, and it's just get the undersized shirts, and oh, I want to kiss you right now. Can I kiss you right now? Like,
That's after he pushes him away, right? He's
yeah.
like, "Can I just kiss you?
And then it's like, oh, I like your car, and
Do
then
you like my car?"
yeah, it's funny. And then another homage to Goodfellas, when Dirk is like showing Julianne Moore's character his room, and it's like it's my dojo. It like
Oh yeah,
kind
yeah.
of reminded me of when Ray Liotta's character is
Karen,
introduced,
yeah,
to Karen,
yeah. Not
and she's
Karen.
like,
Who's the other one?
yeah, the
Who's
Gumar.
his Gumar? Yeah, who's Gumar?
And she's like kind of showing everybody, oh, look at my couch and this. It just kind of that's another homage to Goodfellas, and
Yeah.
you could see it throughout the movie.
Mhm, mhm.
Very well made.
Yeah,
We have it at 4. We still have 3 movies left, so
yeah.
I, I, I apparently I know you have I Shawshank at 1. I have my number 1, Reservoir Dogs and Heat. Like where did you put those? What's at 2? What's at 3?
At 3, I had Dogs, Reservoir
Okay.
Dogs. And if we were gonna do a number one favorite, strictly favorites, I would have had Reservoir Dogs at 1. I
Yeah.
fucking love this movie, and it's now why I have it at 3 and not 1 now is because QT basically stole the whole storyline from a
Well,
Hong Kong noir called City on Fire.
yeah.
And granted, I think this movie's better. I haven't seen all of that City on Fire, but he did his own thing. He tweaked it a little bit, but that was the whole. Tarantino's filmmaking is kind of considered referential cinema. Like
Exactly.
he doesn't come up with anything his damn self. He uses it in a very unique way. But
Right. I
that
mean, all the dialogue is written by him, which is
that
what
yes,
I think he's best at. And
absolutely, one
you
hundred
know,
percent.
and the
Yeah,
first scene is the greatest because I think he does that take about Madonna in another film, or he was
yeah.
talking about it. It's like the
Looks
plain room or something. I forget what the name is. But like you kind of mentioned with Boogie Nights and PTA's homages to Goodfellas and Scorsese, a lot of people say Tarantino goes too far with the homages, and then it becomes
yes,
a ripoff at some point.
correct. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I've read and listened to him talk about it. It's like, hey, it's film. I'm allowed to do this. This is my take. If I like something, I can use it. If you break it down, it's actually like 6 different films that I took
Hmm.
from and then made
Yeah.
my own. And
Yeah, it's yeah.
some people like it, some people don't.
With this particular film of his, I don't give a shit. That's why I have it at 3 though, is because
Yeah,
it's like it's too much, and he almost some scenes he steals like shot for shot, and
yeah,
that's why I can't put it in like one of the greatest. Well, I couldn't put it in like a top 50 greatest of all time, but
sure.
I'll definitely say it's yeah, it's
Well, and
you said it. You said it. It's the dialogue, and then especially the diner sequence, because it's the opening sequence and the
yes,
way it's shot. It just pulls you in. He doesn't let go. He actually just grabs you and say, "Let's fucking go." And I
yeah, and you
love
don't
it.
even know what they're. I mean, he's talking about the Madonna thing, and then Buscemi
Yes.
with the tipping, and
Yeah,
it's
has nothing to do with the robbery or the heist. It's just
no
random. It's just random dude talk, and that's one of the things that God, who plays Mr. Blue? Because he actually was a criminal, and he said,
Lawrence
well, and
Taylor
Elmore Leonard,
or
who, yeah, but QT talked to the novelist Elmore Leonard, who wrote Get Shorty, and he
hmm
goes, well, that's what the dudes talk about. They don't talk about their jobs, or
mm.
they don't talk about freaking they don't talk
What
about
we're
the
gonna
crime
do
they're
and
commit.
how we're
Yeah,
gonna do it,
they
and
talk about random shit like everybody else does. So
exactly. Well, and,
yeah,
he kind of doubles down on that in Pulp Fiction with Travolta and Samuel L. Like the shit that they're
hmm
talking about is just random shit.
yeah,
And it's like, why can't? And I think
massage.
like
Yeah,
one of his quotes from Tarantino is like, why can't characters in movies just talk about random shit? Like, why does it all have to be pushing the
hmm
story forward or exposition? It's like they're just normal
right.
guys, you know.
Yeah, hmm
And a couple of the shots, like at the diner scene, we've mentioned several times already. He's going around the table. It's like, how the fuck did he even do that?
yeah, and he's kind of doing. You recognize like how in like from Rope, how he's going
Yeah,
behind and then he's cutting into it and just going from It's
and then
it's
the
good shit,
POV
man.
shot when they take the cop out of the trunk,
hmm
and they just start laughing at it, and it's like, what did they take in there? And it's like, oh, it's the fucking cop, and obviously
Yeah,
the ear cutting scene.
the needle drops. Yeah, it's just
Yeah,
a lot of things fit with this movie. So, but
and it's also interesting because I read again at the diner scene, like it's the first fucking scene, but it is great.
yeah,
I read, I forget where I read it, but if you were paying attention, it kind of tips off who the rat is, or that Tim Ross character is a rat or the snitch or whatever you want to call him, the undercover cop,
yeah.
because when the boss comes back, when Joe comes back, and he's like, "Well, who didn't tip?" Tim Ross character says Buscemi right away.
Oh, right. He freaking
Yeah,
kind of
so it's like that's
throws
kind
him
of
under
a
the bus.
little,
Yeah,
you got to be looking for it, and I don't know if Tarantino, he probably did it on purpose, but this was another one of those movies. This and Goodfellas, where it's like, whoa, I was just watching Disney movies, right, a couple years
yeah,
ago, and now I know what true cinema is, and you can say these shit, and it can be violent, and it can still be entertaining, and
yeah. It's funny that you mentioned that because I bought Reservoir Dogs and Goodfellas on VHS at the same time at
nice,
Walmart when I was
nice.
younger. Yeah, so
Those are two fucking great. If you want to
I
start
know,
your
man.
film, you know, being a movie buff, two good ones.
Yeah.
So obviously, you had Heat at 2.
Yes,
I have it at
and
1.
I'm okay with keeping it at 1.
Yes,
Yeah. So,
give me a
and I
win.
think with Heat, you know, what makes it great is just I think it's just as simple as I've used these words already. Just the authenticity and realism is why there's so many things about Heat, the details, like it's
hmm
almost shocking in a way, but
Yeah,
it's like, and it's another original in the sense that the robbers are as intelligent as the cops. Like this isn't they're both intellects and technically and tactically proficient. It's a chess game. It's not checkers like fucking
it's exactly, especially with Robert De Niro and
yeah.
Al Pacino, and with the realism aspect of it, and their first little mini heist, that they take the armored truck,
Yeah.
like when the bomb goes off
And the used cars
and you see
freaking or
all
the
the
car
fucking
lot or whatever.
windshields
Yeah.
just blow away, like, and
And
then
then
in the big bank heist scene, Michael Mann wanted to use real fucking blanks.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Didn't yeah, and it's like we're gonna run down the streets of a city, and I want the microphones right by the guns, We're not going to put in the sound later or anything.
Yeah,
And,
no soundstage.
and
Yeah,
he made
right.
Robert De Niro and Val Kilmer, Tom Sizemore, actually go through like
Military
training
training,
with
special
SWAT.
forces training. Yeah,
Yeah, like,
yeah,
and I mean, Michael Mann, I don't know if we'll ever do, Last of the Mohicans, but, if you don't know Michael Mann's films, he's all about realism.
yeah. And even I was just going to go back to after the explosion for that first small heist when the security guards get out, they fucking all their eardrums are blown, and that's like
Right.
a detail that like in most action movies before, maybe if they might do it, I guess. And
Yeah, that's,
the only negative that I had, and this isn't even my point of view now, it's when I first watched it when I was like 13 or 14 or something. And I thought that they had so much unnecessary storyline, quote unquote. But now looking at it, it's like, well, it is necessary. It just,
yeah,
I don't
like
know.
the Diane Venora, the Al Pacino's wife, and,
Yes. Yeah.
cheating on him, but then that kind of shows, the other side of a detective. And, he
And you
said
also
at
need
one
to
point,
take a,
it's like, I told you when you got into this, baby,
yeah,
this
baby.
is my life. Like,
And then the Edie part for De Niro, but it's
yeah,
also
that's kind of thrown in,
yeah, yeah.
because like, is he ever gonna? How's that ever? I have a woman. What are you, a monk?
What are you-
I have a woman. I tell her I'm a salesman. And the
yeah,
whole,
yeah,
the whole meeting between Edie and, like, what are you reading? Book about metals.
yeah. Lady, why are you
Why
so
are you so
interested?
interested in what I read and what I do?
But that's the thing, it's the details. Like
Yeah,
and how smart De Niro and his crew are is that John Boyd gives him some wiring diagrams, some schematics, so he can freaking hotwire or
yeah,
freaking cut the security system. And
yeah.
it's the
With
same
the
thing. He
the
bought a book
heist
about
that's
metals to find
right. That's the heist
weaknesses.
that the cops
Yes.
fuck up. Where and
Yeah. Yeah.
and that's a great scene too. Is the cop just sits down and then Robert De Niro's just staring at the camera and they're doing that night vision where you could see you know his face and then
hmm
it's, we
Yes.
go. I'm right there. Like, and
No,
it's, I
go
mean,
now.
and Al Pacino's performance is fucking out of this world.
Well, they both are.
Michael Mann cut the
Yeah,
scenes where they show him doing key bumps of coke.
good. Cut them. I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean that was originally in the script, and then he cut it, and I don't think you really need it because you can kind of tell, like, just the
Give me
voice
all you got.
raises.
Give me
Give me
all
all you
you
got.
got.
By the
That's
time
a
I
good
get
song.
to Phoenix,
Phoenix. I
it'll
was just
be
singing that before we
rising.
started. Yeah, I was like humming it as I was like getting ready for the pod.
And then she's got a
That's what I'm
great
watching.
ass,
That's what I'm watching right now.
and
Is
you got your
Heat.
head all the way
Oh,
up it.
very good.
I mean, and then the diner scene between De Niro and
Of
Pacino.
course,
I
two
mean,
legends going at it head to
yeah,
head.
and Robert De Niro wanted to rehearse a lot. Al Pacino wanted to kind of improvise and just kind of do it on the fly, so they didn't rehearse that scene a lot. And I think Michael Mann took like maybe the fourth take on it, so that's pretty impressive as well. I
Yeah,
know if we were to watch it right now, I bet you I could quote the entire back and forth between those two. I've probably watched that scene more than any other scene in any other movie.
yeah. I mean, it's a go to. You can probably YouTube it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally.
I, again, one of my favorite movies of all time. Glad you're keeping it at one for me. But
Mm-hmm.
we can't end the pod without talking Shawshank a little bit.
We got to, yeah. And it's one of the most reran freaking movies of all time, and it was considered one of the greatest movies ever to not win Best Picture, and definitely speaks to. I think it's speaks to any audience or viewer who values friendship or a
Yeah.
feeling of expectation or desire for a certain thing to happen. And yes, that's the definition of hope. So
Yeah.
I wrote that down. So.
Nice. Well, and that's it's one of the most quotable movies. Like, it just
Mhm.
I could randomly pick a quote and send it to my mom or send it to you or send it to my other buddies back home, and it's just I hope to see my friend. Like,
Yeah. Well,
and
shit, didn't before this football season for Nebraska? It's like, well, hope is a good thing, maybe the best of things.
exactly. And like we mentioned several times already, and you just said it again. I mean, I would bet money at least in the last 30 years, that's probably the most aired movie on like that and Forrest
Mhm.
Gump or something.
Yeah,
Where it was just, I mean, for years and years and years, you turn on TNT or TBS and it's playing. And it takes up 4 hours, right? With commercials.
yeah, yeah.
So And if your ratings are down in a certain block, just put Shawshank in there because
Absolutely.
I mean I
Yeah.
don't have cable anymore, so I don't flip channels or anything. But anytime it's on, it doesn't matter if it's before the sister's rape scene or you know before the escape with what's her face's poster.
Yeah.
Or even the little bird walk with what's the old guy's name? Fuck.
Brooks.
Brooks, and his little sad point in the movie with
Hmm.
his character, and it's, I mean, you can jump in at any time, and they say this on the rewatchables all the time. It's like that's what makes a movie rewatchable, right? You can jump in at any time,
Yeah.
and I think that's one of the that, and like you said, it lost Forrest Gump, which is another one that airs all the time. Just people enjoy watching. It's not.
Shit. If you want to, for anybody listening, if you want to hear our debate on Forrest Gump, just listen to the 90s Best Picture pod. We talk about it quite a bit. So,
That we do. But yeah, I mean, Shawshank, it's a go-to. It's especially if I just want to pop something on and clean my house, or doing shit around, and I just want something on in the background that I love that I know I'm going to enjoy. Shawshank.
yeah. Well, and you know what? You bringing up the sisters made me think, watching it this time, it's like, do you think after they, got to him the first time, maybe in the shower when Boggs asked him, has anybody got to you? Maybe he was
Anybody
laying
get
there
to you yet?
being like, God damn it, why didn't I just tell him somebody got to me already?
It's like, yeah, actually, I'm already claimed.
Oh, yeah. And then Boggs like, oh, really? Oh,
Ah,
it's nice
damn it.
meeting you, Andy.
And then anytime I see that guy now, he's Boggs.
He's Boggs.
Like, I love the show Bosch, and he plays like a lieutenant. And it's just every time I see him, I'm like, you're just going to go find Andy, aren't you?
Well, in The Departed, too. He's like,
Yeah. Anything, you're going to take what I give you to take. Like, and I think you need to
oh,
take
honey,
care of Rooster
hush.
too because you broke his nose. Like, and it's funny now. Like we talk, like we're quoting it as if it's like a comedy scene. It's a rough scene. Like
It is, dude. Those were the rough 2 years of Andy's life. So
I think I can't remember the quote now. I think if things would have gone on that way, no shit. Like,
yeah,
duh, dude. But then
oh
the rooftop scene where
yeah, I
you
love how
trust
that
your
scene
wife,
shot.
you think she'd hamstring you, and
Yeah, it's because how does the camera go? It goes up to the building, and then you look downwards. It goes from a high angle to an
yeah.
overhead view or something. Yeah, it's freaking incredible.
And I mean, yeah, the sweeping camera shot in the beginning when he's being transported in the van to the prison is, my other buddy Josh and I talk about it all the time too. It's like you go by and it's a,
Yeah.
and then he goes around, and then the flag comes in. You hear the fluttering of the flag, and then it's the
Mhm.
perfect timing with the van coming down. Like it's a fantastic shot.
Well, and this the movie for being a prison movie, and other than the sister thing, it's actually like a calming movie. Like there's
Yeah,
nothing. It's which, granted, most of the scenes he's around Red and Red's around Andy, or they're
yeah,
around the other they're around the other
prisoners.
inmates. It's very, yeah, and it's very. I mean,
It's a
just
movie
because you're
about hanging out, kind of.
yeah, 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 just because you're in prison doesn't mean you're a bad man. It just means you're a criminal. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
lawyer fucked me.
Yeah. Alexander Dumbass
Dumas.
Dumas. That's in the adventure section.
Yeah. Actually, you like that book. Look, it's about a prison, and I do like The Count of Monte Cristo. That's used to be one of my favorite movies. I watched it in a long time.
The one with Jim Caviezel, or
Yeah, Jesus,
yeah, yeah, Jesus, yeah, yeah.
and it's maybe it's because I'm Irish.
I know that Darabont freaking he on because Sundays were always the day off. He would watch Goodfellas every Sunday,
Oh,
and
that's not bad.
and that's, I mean, I don't sense Goodfellas watching it. So
No,
whatever
and
inspiration he was drawing from, it was very subtle, and I don't.
it's also one of my go to sleep movies. I've just put that on because I know it by heart, and it's all dialogue. Like
Yeah, yeah.
other than the scene where Tommy gets shot, or
Mhm.
he's gonna throw him off the building. There's not a lot of loud things. There's not any action. It's just a very talky dialogue movie, which,
Right. Yeah.
again, for those who don't know, I have to fall asleep to movies every night. So I
Me
don't
too.
want something that's going to be gunfire and everything. So this is a perfect movie for me too in that regard. And the ending
Hmm.
with
Yeah,
I
it's very
hope to see my
uplifting.
friend again. And
Yeah.
what do you like? He's working on a boat. Do you think he already has a place to live and he's expecting Red? And it's like, well, now we got to get you an apartment, man.
He had to have. Fuck, I don't know, because he didn't even know if he was going to make parole. So I guess maybe. Hell, Red, do you? I hate to say it, but do you want to sleep on the boat for a while till we
Yeah,
find
I
your
don't
place?
have a place for you, man. I know I made you walk along that stone wall for miles in your suit.
Don't get me wrong, I'm excited to see you, but I mean, I don't have any place for you to stay.
Well, and I think it's like the spoof episode of Family Guy where they do all Stephen King, and it's where he's like, "Do you remember the name of the town?" And then like Peter's like, "Shit!" Like he's also banking on that he can remember a one-off
Shit.
line years later of "They want Neo," like,
No, that's true. Yeah,
and
yeah.
then go up to
Shit.
Buxton, and there's a rock wall and a tree with no reason to be there, and it's like
Yeah.
he was gonna remember all that.
Yeah, you expect.
Like he's bagging groceries, and he's like, "Man, I got to get to that fucking rock wall in Buxton."
Yeah. Oh God, man. Classic. Good stuff, man.
Yeah, good. All right, so top 10 in the books. It's in
Yeah,
pen. I
dude.
don't use pencil, so it's forever in there.
Yeah.
To recap our top 10 for 90s movies with non-Oscar winning movies, something like that.
Yeah.
Number 10, The Thin Red Line. Number 9, Boys in the Hood. Number 8, The Sixth Sense. I talked Zach down. Number
Hmm.
7, What's Eating Gilbert Grape. Number 6, American History X. At number 5 is the movie number 7. 4, Boogie Nights, Dirk Diggler. Reservoir Dogs coming in the top 3, taking home the bronze. Shawshank Redemption at number 2. And I don't think either of us ever doubted that Heat was going to be our number 1 movie.
Yeah. Perfectly fine with me. No issues.
I think, as Zach mentioned prior at the very beginning, this might be the last pod of the season. So,
The last recording. It will not be the last one aired, but
okay.
it's the yeah. It is the
And,
last recording for the season. Other than me and Jaaron did talk about doing a recap pod, and I think you sounded enthusiastic about it. So
yeah, I think that's a great idea, especially because I think we released some of these pods out of order than when we
we
recorded
did.
them.
Yeah.
And then we've kind of talked about some. So I think it would be interesting to go through, the 3 notebooks I have now of just our podcast and maybe kind of look back at our rankings and kind
Yeah.
of recap everything, and then maybe talk about if we wanted to change one up if we're going through it again, and maybe we got this one
Yeah.
wrong.
There's some regrets, and we both had like. I mean, I had somewhere I know I wish I would have fought harder for them. I
Sure.
probably mentioned them in the pod already, but
Yeah, fucking
yeah,
Super Troopers, man.
oh, fuck, that ain't going nowhere. So,
So
but
yeah, so we'll have another one. It won't be as long as these. We'll try to get through it probably right after New Year's. For those, obviously
yeah,
we're not going to
yeah.
release this now, but everyone out there, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. It's going to be Christmas Eve tomorrow.
Yes, I mean I'm going to edit it tonight and release it. It'll probably officially be out on Christmas Eve. So yeah,
Cool. Awesome.
cool,
Yeah,
cool.
good season. And then we'll pick this up again, next year, sometime in the spring or the summer.
Yeah, it'll be. I'm hoping to start getting some under our belts starting in February and release in May.
Okay.
I think that's the idea. That's the plan for now.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that works. Everyone, thank you for listening to our podcast. Again, we've been very raw this year, but we're going to keep chugging along. I think Zach has like 100 categories that we're going to do. So
at least 50.
we
So
got to, yeah, we have plenty of time to refine our skills and make this pod better. Like Zach mentioned, his friend reaching out, hey, you guys should think about this, think about that. Please reach out to us. Send us a Facebook message or Instagram, or, if you know us personally, reach out to us and let us know your thoughts.
hell yeah, guys. Hey, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and we will talk to you later. You
Happy
good, Jack?
Hanukkah.
Yeah, Kwanzaa, all the good stuff.
Kiss my ass, kiss his ass, kiss your ass.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Wrap. It's a wrap. Come back tomorrow. Harry. Fuck.